Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the farm. If you guys have followed along for a little while, you know that we've been trying to switch around our feed. More specifically, where we store our feed, and we moved it out here into the barn, and that way we can use the garage just for things that we need in our house, not all the feed and all the dust. We want to get that out of the garage. The other nice thing is I can just back my truck in here and unload it. I could kind of back my truck into the garage, but I'd have to take a couple layers of feed off to get it in through the garage. Now, if it's raining or if it's in the winter and it's cold, I can just back it right in here, leave it if I don't have time to unload it, or be out of the weather anyway, and get this feed unloaded. We've had a lot of change on the farm lately, and we're going to take you around and show that. But first, we're going to get all of our feed stuff into our new feed area on the farm. All right, morning farm feed workout is done. We've got our feed stacked in here, filled up our feed barrels. I'm not sure if I love this setup right now, but I do like it a lot. I can't put the barrels right there because I want to be able to get my truck all the way in if we have a hailstorm or something like that. Normally, I probably won't park my truck in here unless there's storms or whatever, but might move the golf cart out here because that's what we use to take the feed around. But loving the new setup. Even in summertime, last summer I came home with a pallet of feed. I went in and had lunch and kind of forgot about it. I was just sitting in the driveway because it was sunny. A big old storm came up and soaked the whole pallet of feed. So now I can just park it in there if I can't unload it really quick and do not have to worry about it. So we're turning this back into a garage. That's where the barrels were. Got to get this pallet out of here. We've got some black oil sunflower seeds, some diatomaceous earth, and a little bit of cleaning up yet we have to do in here and sweeping, but hopefully this will keep the dust down in the garage and help Jamie's allergies a little bit. But obviously we've got all of our chicken freezers and pork freezers still set in the garage, and that works out good for in here. So there's one of the changes that's been going on. That one's just about done with our feed, but we weaned some piglets, we moved the mamas out, we castrated piglets, and we're also going to show you where we're going to move all those piglets and check out the chickens that we just moved into the barn. All right, we are going to check out the mamas first. We didn't move them far. There's the barn, and here are the mamas. And a couple reasons we moved them right here. One, it wasn't very far. Two, they've got a shelter here. And three, we didn't want to move them in with the older mamas because we knew there'd be some fighting and some determining who's the dominant pig. So we just moved them right here. They were all next to each other. They kind of gave each other a little spit here and there, but they didn't beat each other up too bad. So that way we can always keep their feed up in here, and they can start to heal up from, not really heal up, but they're going to start to dry up from nursing these piglets. So here's two Luis and Delilah and Smitten back here. So all the mamas are weaned, or I should say the piglets are weaned. A lot of times the pigs will kind of start weaning those piglets themselves. Other mamas will just let the piglets nurse them until they're all skinny, and Smitten had the most piglets, and you can see she's kind of the skinniest. But all the other ones, here's two Luis and Delilah, have held their figure pretty well. So we moved them over here. A lot of people ask, how do you wean the pigs when they're having, it's a little bit windy. When they're done with their piglets, we wean them at 8 weeks. We take the mamas out, sometimes 7, just depends on how the piglets are looking and how bad mamas look. And these mamas haven't looked bad. And by how bad, I mean, are they sucking her dry? Is she losing a lot of weight? We haven't had that issue in a while, but a lot of times we'll take them out a week earlier. But there's no secret to it. You just take them out. And like I said, a lot of times I think Delilah was ready to be out of there. And the other ones are doing just fine. So they're moved over here. This is actually going to be Leonard's area. Once we get him, he's back here with Henry in that barn. Once we start putting females back in with males, this is where Leonard's barn is going to be, and we'll decide who's going to stay in there with him. But when it's cold at night and everything, we wanted them to have an area. They did not really fight each other. I think mostly because they're beside each other here in the farrowing barn, so there wasn't a big issue taking them out and moving them together, so that was a good thing. So piglets are still in the barn. We wanted to give them a couple days in here. We castrated a lot of these males. We had a lot of males and we didn't have a lot of sold males, so we ended up castrating a lot of them. Here are Delilah's. Hey pigs, you just gonna sleep the whole day away? You can see these are the oldest and the biggest, and they're also big. One, Delilah always has big fat pigs, and two, there's less pigs in this litter, so obviously you think they're gonna drink some more milk. You guys even gonna wake up and say hi to anybody? Huh? I can't complain about that. This is the best time in here, just hanging out with the pigs. Oh, you're gonna kind of say hi, huh? So the only one we castrated in here is this ginger and white one. And he's doing just fine. Yeah, he's doing just fine, huh, bud? It's easy for me to say, isn't it? But all the piglets are doing good. Now we are gonna put all the piglets together, but we just wanted them to have a couple days in here separate from each other. That's one fear that I have, is these piglets are so used to being in here. When we move them, we want them to know where their new home is. We're gonna put them in a pigloo. And these guys are a little more skittish than the others. How are y'all doing? This is two Luisa's 5. She actually has 6, but one of them's over there with Smitten. She kind of just shacked up with Smitten, and well, we kept trying to move her back, but she'd just come back. So she was adopted by Smitten, and that's kind of cool thing about these pigs. Y'all have to run out. I know you're all comfortable up in here, so we'll let them go. Let's head over to the last one, Smitten. Smitten's pen, I should say. You gotta itch your butt on the wood there, huh? Yeah? So let's see what we got here. They're all piled up in the corner here. Hey guys, does anybody want to say hi, or are you just all kind of not really thrilled to see me? They're not your biggest fan after castration day, and I totally understand that. But here's Smitten's. You guys not even going to turn around and say hi to the camera? What if I come in there and check y'all out? Are y'all pouting? Look at all those snouts. So, piglets are doing good. They're all on solid food. Oh, there's another one underneath. They were all on solid food before we took mamas out and drinking out of the waters, so we knew they would be fine. So that is the time to wean and get mamas out of there. So anyway, there they are. We did throw some bowls out here to get feed in, because once we get them out of here, they'll eat out of bowls. But it's time for this area to get cleaned up too. They'll probably be in here another 1 or 2 days. Then we got to let this area heal up for spring litters. So there's your piglet update. So let's go over and check out where my plan is to move these piglets once we get them out of here and put them all together in just a couple days. Okay, here is the plan. So earlier this fall, I wish it was spring already, Jamie's mom and I were cleaning out this area right here. So we're gonna set these piglets out here for a few reasons, but the biggest reason is I can run electric from this barn to this fence to make sure that power is on all the time. This time of year, there's not much sun, and we want to make sure our charge is hitting hard. And the other reason is this is a nice area. The pigs can help us keep the weeds and everything else down. The leaves help with the mud. And so we're gonna move them out into this area. And I'm excited for that move, just to get them out of the barn, get them out here onto some a little bit of grass. There is some grass and these leaves, and just watch all these pigs explore together. So that's where they're going as soon as we get them out of the barn. And the last move we made, last video I think it was, if you haven't seen that, check it out. We moved our chickens, our first flock, into the barn for the winter, and they are doing fantastic. And our egg production, I feel, is already starting to go up, and I'm excited about that. There's still some chickens in a molt, and they're growing their feathers back and starting to look good. Some people were saying our area was too small, and I get their concern, but the issue is, our thing is, here is where they are all day long, is outside. The only time they go in that barn is to lay eggs and to sleep. And there's plenty of roosting space for them to get up on there to sleep. And then during the day, they are out here scratching, pecking, and doing what chickens love to do. I still am working on part 2 of that video, and we're gonna get our younger flock in the barn. It's just a lot easier on these chickens in the winter. Look how big your comb is. Big old floppy comb. So that video is still to come. Let's go check on one last spot with our pigs. What are you mamas doing? It's not quite feed time. This is the pen that we would be moving the mamas we just weaned into. And we're gonna wait just a little while before we introduce them in here. There's plenty big enough area, but we don't want them bickering. We want those other mamas that we just pulled out be able to dry up nicely and not be stressed with having to fight to see who the toughest pig is. And I've talked about it before, the females are a lot worse than the males when you put them into other pens. So here is the meat herd. Talked to you guys about this before. We are super happy with this herd. They are growing well. They've got a great area back here in the woods where they're going through and cleaning it up and tearing it up and making this area nice for the spring and summer. I've got to come in here and I'm going to take out some of these saplings and some of these weird looking trees, but these pigs we put in here not too long ago, and they are doing great in here. I think we've got about 16 in our little meat herd here, and I can't remember how many piglets are over there. We're not going to put them in this herd to start with because that's just too many pigs in this area for right now. And just checking hay is good and dry. Good and dry. I can see you guys have made some nests in there. But I love coming out here, especially on days like today. It's a little bit chilly. Let's see, we're in the 30s, but the wind's not blowing, the sun feels good, and it's just relaxing to be out here in the woods with the pigs. So we made some changes. Things are getting better, more efficient around the farm, and we're excited to share them with you. We appreciate you guys following along as always. Don't forget to make the change, and we'll see you on the next video. Where are you running from? Huh? Hey, you're not scared. You know the pets are good. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, you thought I was bringing feed. It's coming here in just a minute.